Hey everyone, I'm going to tell you a little story that goes along with this antique German book that I bought. My father's family was never much spoken of, and I never knew why. It's just, told that some things are better off buried in the past. I couldn't understand why, but being the nosy person I am, the curious, let's put it that way, curious, I was always a curious child, I wanted to know. And it started in the 7th grade, which was a long time ago, because if you all know, I am of the senior generation. So that's going to explain a little bit about this story. Back when my grandparents were alive, and they lived in New York and Brooklyn, the police were called to their home. And there is a newspaper write-up about it. So skipping back, let me start at the beginning. I joined Ancestry.com in 1973. Or 1977 I joined Ancestry. And it wasn't anything like it is now, trust me. A lot of the documents they have pertaining to my family history, I had paid researchers, and I had gone out and paid for copies and so forth, and put it on their site for them to sell to other people. Go figure. Everything you put on there, somebody in your family looking is paying them to get it. So, I hit a brick wall with my father's family. So I hired a genealogist in Danbury, Connecticut. Fantastic, excellent lady. I mean, she can find it. So, because Danbury, Connecticut is where my great-grandparents and my grandparents lived. And my great-grandparents are buried there. They, she just unburied all kinds of records. And then she kept telling me, well, is this your family? Because my grandfather's name was William. But she was finding this family with the name Willard. And I kept saying, no, you've got the wrong one. You've got the wrong one. And I actually, just said, okay, let's just stop. We're not going to find them. And then just something hit me one day. He was buried in our hometown where I was raised. And we were friends with the funeral home director. So I went to the funeral home and said, can I get a copy of anything you have on my grandparents for their burial information? He said, sure, give me a few minutes. And he left and went upstairs and came back and handed me the paper. And I said, wait a minute, this is the wrong one. He said, look down at the bottom. It said Willard Levi, a.k.a. William L. I said, I'll be George. I've had them all along and didn't even know it. I kept saying it was the wrong family. My grandfather used an alias. So, never knew it. Never knew it until 2007. So in 2007, the brick wall came falling down because of one name. And then I went back to this genealogist and I said, that is the right family. I sent her copies of the papers saying, he was William Levi. He used a fake name. Don't know why still, but he did. Anyway, she sends me just tons and tons and tons of records and paperwork. Come to find out, my great-grandparents were my great-grandmother and her father, which was my great-great-great-grandfather, fled Germany. They were German Jews. I don't know how to describe it, how you say it, but they left Germany. My great-great-grandfather was born there. Now, my great-grandmother's records say she was born in New York, but there's no record of her. None. Happened to stumble across she went by Minnie, Minnie, happened to stumble across a ship manifesto that had my great-great-grandfather on it, along with a Winifred child aged 3 months. There's Minnie, she was Winifred. So, you know, my dad's family is just wacky. They just chose any name they wanted to, I guess. So, when she married my grandfather, who was American, born here, she went to visit my grandfather and my grandmother in New York, in Brooklyn. And there was an article in a newspaper where the police and somebody else, I forgot what they called it back then, went to my grandparents' home questioning him about being a German sympathizer, because this was during World War II. They were almost arrested, and he had to get his mother's immigration paperwork to show that she did immigrate legally into the United States, and that he was not a sympathizer, he was a son. At the time, he was in the service, and because he was in the service, and because my great-great-grandfather, who was born in Germany, who was a nationalized German citizen, joined the United States Army and was murdered at Fort Leavenworth, Kansas, while in the service, then everything was okay, you know, fine, thank you. But had that military connection not been there, he would have been charged as being a German sympathizer. So to make a long story short, I'm more interested now in my German ancestry. I want to know more about my German roots. And recently, one of the crafters that sells books was having an auction, and she was selling a German book. I don't remember what it was now, but it was from Germany. And I got outbid on it. It went way above my price range. So I got online looking for other auctions, and I found this book, and it's no ways near in the good shape that other one, way above my price range. But it used to belong to a Caroline Bernhardt. And this is funny. I had no idea who it belonged to when I bought it. I bought it through a, auction site online. It's in pretty bad shape. It really is. But every piece of it is in German. Every piece of it. And as you well know, you can go on Google now and type in a German phrase, and it translates it to English for any language. So this is what I'm going to do with a lot of this, because I want to know what it says. I want to know what it's about. The front and back are in pretty bad shape. Most of the inside is still good. And the back is, the back's in a little bad shape. I could probably put some PVA glue in there if I wanted to, but I don't think I want to. I don't think I want to change it a bit. And let's see, is there a date in this book? And the funny thing is, I don't see a date. Well, heck. Um, 1877. So my great-grandmother was born in 1865. So it's possible she may have read this book. Not this identical book, but whatever this book is in German. So I'm very happy to get it. I paid $14.99 for it, so, I didn't expect it to be in top condition, and they did show that it had wear and tear on it. Will I ever cut this up for crafts? Absolutely not. No. you know, this will be passed on to my son, who is also a huge history nut that I am. But yeah, you know, there's one page here that's missing. And it's possible somebody, it looks like it's a, I don't know. I don't want to say it's something that might be that, but it has, like, you know, numbers and then paragraphs, so there's no telling what it is. It could be a Bible of some sort, but I don't know. I'm gonna do my research and find out what it is. It just said antique German book. But that's my history lesson for today, guys. That, you know, you never know what's in your family closets, and if you don't go look. And I went looking and found out. So now I'm gonna do more to find out about, you know, my German ancestry. I already know our family's a Heinz 57, honey. We got it all in us. So might as well find out what's there. Okay, guys, I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching, if you watched it this long, and I hope you did. Okay, bye-bye.